Chapter 2477, Side Story, Nameless Nya 10, I earned a lot of money on the side of the road, no one stopped me, let me earn more. Nameless Nya seemed to be in quite a good mood after watching the fatty suffer a round of fierce beating from his father. He carried the money the fatty's father gave him and skipped his way home while humming a song. Far away, Ling Miao, who secretly followed Nameless Nya to the forest, didn't know what to say as she watched this scene in front of her. Nameless Nya's appearance had introduced her to a whole new world. From now on, all the youths within 10 miles of this town would know of Nameless Nya, and no one would be willing to provoke him. Great Aunt Ling, do you think I run fast? Inside the mansion, Nameless Nya was running swiftly. Fast. Auntie Ling placed down a plate of fruit on the coffee table. My martial arts skills are already at the peak. I'm invincible. Nameless Nya declared with mirth. Auntie Ling and Ling Miao were both dumbfounded. How was this weakling invincible? Aren't you just running a little fast? Auntie Ling replied. Nameless Nya smiled faintly at Auntie Ling, his expression enigmatic. Only speed can't be beaten in the world of martial arts. Auntie Ling, Ling Miao, Nameless Nya didn't know how long he maintained this sort of lifestyle. But the longer he kept it up, the more he became used to it, and he even enjoyed it incredibly. Many years passed. At a desolate area outside of a town, there was a tall and handsome man in a sports outfit. Next to him was a girl with a cool expression not prone to speech nor smiles, she had a glacial aura. She resembled an aloof saintess who stood above the mass and kept people from approaching easily. Ling Miao, what do you think old Ling was thinking? Why did she make us become some bullshit mercenaries? Being a mercenary is fine, but what's the deal with not getting paid? Is she treating us like free labor? Nameless Nya complained. Ling Miao glanced at Nameless Nya. If you don't like it, you can go back. That won't do. Old Ling would beat me to death if I went back. Forget it. After we get this job done, I'll definitely make old Ling pay me a salary, Nameless Nya replied after a moment of thought. That man and woman can't be the mercenaries hired by that woman, right? Far away, two pretty-looking men evaluated Nameless Nya and Ling Miao. Merciful Buddha, this poor monk thinks they should be the mercenaries, the pretty man dressed in Taoist attire answered. Who cares if they are or not? We'll kill them first. That man is quite good-looking. Sigh, look at that woman next to him, it's obvious she's a vixen, a hussy, a slut who specializes in seducing men. I'll make her beg for death, the other pretty man dressed in bright red robes declared. Merciful Buddha, you just think she's beautiful, the Taoist devotee retorted. Bullshit. How is she pretty? She can't compare to 1/10,000th of me. The red-robed man ridiculed. After saying that, the red-robed man swiftly dashed over and arrived next to Nameless Nya and Ling Miao. I developed this road and I planted this tree, so if you want to pass, leave your life behind, the red-robed man said gravely. Who are you? Nameless Nya glanced at the red-robed man. You haven't even heard of my name before? I'm the pine tree standing above thousands of bushes, the red-robed man replied. Your surname is Bushes, and your name is Pine Tree standing above thousands of? Nameless Nya asked curiously. This madam is called Spray of Flowers, the red-robed man shouted. Oh, Spray of Flowers, what do you want? Nameless Nya inquired. I developed this road and I planted this tree, so if you want to pass, leave your life behind, the red-robed man repeated. Nameless Nya immediately scrutinized the surroundings. There aren't any trees here though. Chapter 2478, Side Story, Nameless Nya 11, Are you freaking pretending to be stupid or are you really stupid? Spray of Flowers was dumbfounded. Was the problem whether there was a tree or not? Plus there isn't any earth here, it's all sand and dust. Could you be a road repairer? Nameless Nya inquired further. Merciful Buddha. At this moment, a man dressed in a Taoist devotee outfit walked over with a smile on his face. Patron, your Afrian is looking black. I want to read your fortune for you, the little Taoist devotee continued. When Ling Miao saw this duo, her brows furrowed. Spray of flowers. Taoist devotee. Perhaps other people didn't know these two people, but Ling Miao had heard about them in recent years. Vicious and merciless, slaughtering countless people. Merciful Buddha, patron, I've looked at your face. I think you'll definitely have an injury of some sort in your upcoming days. If you're willing to spend some money, patron, this poor monk is willing to break this blood curse for you. The Taoist devotee looked grim. Are you actually a Taoist devotee or a monk? Nameless Nya examined the Taoist devotee. Patron, are you blind? The Taoist devotee spun in a circle. This poor monk is a Taoist devotee, of course. Ah. I see. Nameless Nya appeared pensive. Merciful Buddha isn't suitable. You should say heavenly venerate immeasurable. This poor monk also isn't suitable. Ha, that's unimportant, Taoist devotee replied with a chuckle. If I'm correct, you two are the mercenaries hired by Ling Yun, correct? What? You know Auntie Ling? Nameless Nya inquired curiously. Ha, when Ling Yun was young, she swept across the land, so of course I've heard of her name. Since that was your response, it appears you really are Ling Yun's mercenaries, the Taoist devotee said. What a coincidence. Your target this time is Zhao Yeqiao while the two of us were hired by Zhao Yeqiao. So look, are you going to return the way you came, or are you going to set home here permanently? Nameless Nya smiled and raised his right arm. With a giant boom, he punched the red-robed man several meters back. Attacked by Nameless Nya without warning, Spray of Flowers wailed ceaselessly, trying to clutch his head. Don't you think you're too arrogant? Nameless Nya questioned. Spray of Flowers protested, he's arrogant, so why the heck did you hit me? Hit him. Why did you hit me, huh? Nameless Nya was startled. Bam! A second later, before Taoist devotee could react, he was sent flying back with a punch from Nameless Nya. Sissy, you're right, Nameless Nya said. Ling Miao couldn't help but take a few looks at him. Since the day Nameless Nya came to her home, Mother said Nameless Nya was extremely talented. This chapter is scrapped from Read Light Novel. However, Ling Miao never would have expected Nameless Nya to have gotten to his current state in martial arts despite lacking perseverance and continuity in his studies. It wouldn't be an overstatement to call him a genius. Damn Taoist, let's kill this adulterous couple. Spray of Flowers stood up with clenched teeth. Don't spout nonsense. Ling Miao frowned. I'm his aunt. Huh? Aunt? Spray of Flowers and Taoist devotee looked at each other, bewildered. This woman took good care of herself. What brand of skincare products do you use? Spray of Flowers blurted out almost reflexively. Ling Miao, you're so arrogant that you won't even answer. You trampy vixen. Spray of Flowers turned to Taoist devotee. Don't waste time with them. Let's kill this adulterous couple. Ling Miao. 7 to 8 minutes later, Nameless Nya was sitting on top of Taoist devotee and Spray of Flowers. Even though you're quite martially strong, you ran into grandfather Nameless, so you still have a ways to go. Chapter 2479, Side Story, Nameless Nya 12, Ling Miao, how do you think we should deal with them? Nameless Nya asked Ling Miao cheerily. However you please, Ling Miao replied expressionlessly. Nameless Nya thought over it. How about killing them? Ling Miao nodded. Wait, you said your name is Nameless? Taoist devotee hastily cried. Your grandfather Nameless doesn't change his name whether he travels or stays at home, Nameless Nya said. Don't tell me your surname is Nya. Taoist devotee continued. Nameless Nya and Ling Miao were both surprised. How did this Taoist devotee know? How do you know my surname? Nameless Nya was curious. Damn, your surname is really freaking Nya. It's not a coincidence, right? Taoist devotee was more astonished than Nameless Nya. Before Nameless Nya could respond, Taoist devotee said, don't tell me you're nameless Nya of the Nya family, from Yun City, in the independent state. Damn, you know that too. Did you look into me? Nameless Nya was startled. Damn quack, you know him. Spray of Flowers quickly asked from his spot underneath Nameless Nya. Captain, it really is you. I thought you had died. Taoist devotee hugged Nameless Nya's thigh. Don't try to play close with me. What captain? I've never seen you before, Nameless Nya said. It's me. Baldy. Back then, in the independent state, I was a member of the Nameless caravan. There was only the two of us in the caravan. You were the captain and I was a member. Have you forgotten? Taoist devotee looked worked up. Huh? Nameless Nya was stunned as he looked at Taoist devotee. You're Baldy? Taoist devotee nodded frantically. That's right, I'm Baldy. You've tricked money out of me when I was young. You said it was my tuition fee, made me follow you and join the Nameless caravan, then we got rich together. You'd take me to feast on liquor and meat. Shit, it really is you, bastard. Nameless Nya lifted Taoist devotee up. Then you ran to the Nya residence and told my mom I tricked money from you. My dad and my mom both gave me a beating together, huh? That happened. Why didn't I know? No, that absolutely didn't happen. Taoist devotee vehemently shook his head. I'm guessing it was someone else tricked by you who tattled on you. I definitely didn't do it. Bullshit. My mom said it was a little shady-looking badly who tattled on me while licking his snot. Who else could it be but you? You freaking loved to lick your snot the most when you were young. Nameless Nya said. Taoist devotee, Spray of Flowers, damn quack, you were actually that disgusting? Captain. A real man doesn't boast about his past achievements. I didn't see you ever since that, so I thought you had been beaten to death by your mom. Taoist devotee sighed. I originally planned to learn trade and business from you, but then you were gone, so I could only learn martial arts. I'm working for someone now. I was out of money recently, so I became a mercenary for Zhao Yeqiao. You mustn't seek out Zhao Yeqiao. He's laid down a foolproof trap already and he's just waiting for you. Damn quack, you betrayed us this fast. Spray of Flowers exclaimed. Nonsense, we grew up playing in the mud together since we were kids. Nameless Nya glanced at Spray of Flowers. Spray of Flowers, Nameless Nya glanced at Taoist devotee. Why are you a mercenary? Work for me from now on. My Nameless caravan will blossom brilliantly from now on and replace the Shin family. I believe you, Captain. It absolutely won't be a problem with your shamelessness. We have to carry out our promise from when we were kids. We'll eat whatever we want and make the Shin family serve tea and water for us. We'll eat swallow's nest and shark fin and toss away a bowl for every bowl we drink. Taoist devotee nodded eagerly. Baldy, you're right. You know me best. Nameless Nya said. Captain, how much starting funds do you have? Taoist devotee asked curiously. I don't have any right now, Nameless Nya replied after a moment of thought. Taoist devotee. Chapter 2480, Side Story, Nameless Nya 13 Taoist devotee stared at Nameless Nya, grumbles flaring up inside of him. Based on his understanding of Nameless Nya, it wasn't probable for him to not have any money. Putting aside the fact that Nameless Nya was a master of trickery and had been swindling since he was young, with his personality of being able to use 10 cents like it was $10, he should be able to save up quite a bit of money. How could he be out of money? Captain, if you don't have money, you must have something else, right? Taoist devotee furtively asked him. The corners of Nameless Nya's lips turned up, and his expression was confident. You're right. Just what do you have, Captain? Taoist devotee was invigorated instantly. Nameless Nya was silent for a moment before responding, I have a dream. Captain, see how it's getting late. We still have something to take care of. How about this, we'll get together another time. I'll buy you a meal next time, Taoist devotee said. Nameless Nya immediately sent Taoist devotee a few glances. I understand. You're hinting at me, to buy you a meal. Taoist devotee, when did I make a hint? The town is nearby. Ling Miao spoke up quietly. I happen to have a few questions to ask you two too. Gorgeous has spoken. Let's go. Nameless Nya picked up spray of flowers. Isn't she your aunt? Spray of flowers was curious. So what if she's my aunt? Nameless Nya asked. She's your aunt but you don't call her aunt, you call her gorgeous. Spray of flowers asked. Isn't my aunt gorgeous? Nameless Nya retorted. She is gorgeous, then that's enough. Spray of flowers, while that was true, he still felt like something was off. Near evening, the four of them finally arrived at the nearby town. Alright, tell me, what do you want to eat? I'm paying today, Nameless Nya announced generously. Captain, how about we go eat? Before Taoist devotee could finish, Nameless Nya suddenly pointed at a food stall on the side of the road. I'll buy you guys some egg fried rice. We'll add an extra egg for everyone and ask the owner to give us some appetizers on the house. Taoist devotee, spray of flowers glanced at Nameless Nya. Aren't you too stingy? Even if we're willing to eat egg fried rice, your beautiful aunt might not want to eat it. What is it about egg fried rice, huh? My beautiful aunt is never picky. Nameless Nya snorted and turned to Ling Miao. Beautiful aunt, do you want to eat some egg fried rice paired with some salted vegetables? Ling Miao shook her head. You've already taken me to eat 4 days of egg fried rice and dumplings. Let's eat something else. Eaten 4 days of egg fried rice and dumplings? Spray of flowers and Taoist devotee stared at each other, bewildered. Hey, Captain, how about we go eat a Western meal? Worst comes to worst, spray of flowers will pay. Taoist devotee turned to Nameless Nya. Huh? Spray of flowers' eyes shot open. Why should I have to pay? You guys were the ones who grew up playing in the mud together. You've finally met up again after so many years, so aren't you guys too shameless to make me, an outsider, pay? Where's your face? Look at what you're saying. We're all children of vagrants, so we don't care about those unnecessary cordialities. The most important thing is being happy. It doesn't matter who pays. I don't care, Nameless Nya said. I care, Spray of Flowers rebutted bluntly. Forget it. I will pay, Ling Miao interjected after some time. Are you joking? Do you think I can't pay? Why do you need to pay? Nameless Nya frowned and shot a glance at Taoist devotee and Spray of Flowers with a snort. Those two are seriously too stingy. Spray of Flowers, Taoist devotee, it was clearly Nameless Nya himself who suggested he would pay, but now, he was calling them stingy. Chapter 2481, Side Story, Nameless Nya 14. Soon, they found a mid-tier Western restaurant. After the group was seated, the server handed several menus to them. Captain, I'll have a steak, and some foie gras, a cream soup, and also a salad, Taoist devotee said. Same for me, Spray of Flowers said. What? Steak? Foie gras? Don't you know those are unhealthy? Us martial arts practitioners live our lives on the edge of a blade, so we must eat healthily. What if we ate something bad before fighting with an enemy and got a stomach ache? Nameless Nya frowned and turned to the server. Give them both a bowl of egg fried rice with some salted vegetables. Spray of Flowers, Taoist devotee, Ling Miao, the server looked troubled. Sir, this is a Western restaurant. We don't have egg fried rice and salted vegetables. Our steak is quite nice though. How about you give it a try? Then give them a salad each, Nameless Nya said. Sir, are you sure you only want 2 salads? The server asked after shooting Taoist devotee and Spray of Flowers a glance. I'm sure, Nameless Nya said. Alright, then what would you and this ma'am like to order? The server inquired. Give this beautiful miss a steak, foie gras, salad, cream soup, and also a dessert. I would like a steak for myself, nameless Nye replied. Taoist devotee, spray of flowers, what happened to how those things were unhealthy? What happened to not wanting to get a stomachache? What about liquor? Do you want any? The server asked. Captain, we haven't seen each other for so many years. We can forget about the other stuff, but we must have a few drinks together. Taoist devotee hastily said. Nameless Nye nodded. You're right. How about this, we'll order the best liquor they have, the highest grade and the most expensive. Sir, we have a lot of top-grade liquor here. What would you like? The server responded with a smile. Give us 2 jars of Matai. I want the best and most expensive one. Nameless Nye waved his hand. The server's lip twitched. Sorry, sir, we don't have Matai here. You don't have Matai? Nameless Nye sighed. You guys don't have this or that. You don't know how to earn money, how are you conducting your business? My sincerest apologies, sir, but we are a Western restaurant. Will a red wine be all right? The server suggested. Hold on. Nameless Nye picked up the menu and flipped to the liquor page. All right. Red wine then. Give me a bottle of Louis XIII 1876. The server's smile was awkward. Sir, we don't have that. Then give me a bottle of Chateau Lafite 1787, Nameless Nye said. The server's smile disappeared. Sir, the wine you're ordering is probably more expensive than our restaurant. We really can't provide it. If you don't have anything, what shitty business are you doing? Nameless Nye was displeased. Give me 4 glasses of plain water. Sir, we're truly sorry. The server sighed. What use is saying sorry? How about this, just give us 2 dishes on the house and we'll consider it an apology, Nameless Nye said. Captain, how about I pay? Taoist devotee looked at Nameless Nye, dumbfounded. Are you kidding? I already said I'd pay. Of course, if you really want to pay, you can. Nameless Nye turned to the server. Give us the best bottles of wine your restaurant has. Also, give me another order of steak, an order of foie gras, a dessert, and a bowl of cream soup. He's paying. Chapter 2482, Side Story, Nameless Nye 15, what's your face? Nameless Nye turned to Spray of Flowers. Spray of Pine. Spray of Flowers' lips twitched. It's Spray of Flowers. Spray of Flowers, do you want to join the group? Nameless Nye asked with a smile. Even if this madam dies and doesn't have a home to return to, I won't collude with you, a criminal. Spray of Flowers snorted. Nameless Nye eerily said, of course, you can choose to decline, but I'd have to kill you. After all, you're a mercenary sent by Zhao Yechao. Actually, I think it'd be fine if I joined too. After all, you're so good at business, so I think I can live in the lap of luxury by following you. Spray of Flowers' expression changed, and he hastily corrected himself with a smile. You finally said something right. Living in the lap of luxury is the most basic standard, Nameless Nye said. After learning about Taoist devotee and Spray of Flowers' price for hire, Nameless Nye's eyes shone. He clicked with the 2 of them easily and formed a mercenary team. What's the mercenary group called? Taoist devotee looked at Nameless Nye. Nameless Nye mulled over it for a moment. It's called Lots of Money Mercenary Team. Taoist devotee, Spray of Flowers, Ling Miao, Captain, Lots of Money Mercenary Team doesn't sound fierce at all. I think we should be called the World Go Round Mercenary Team. Huh? No way. I think the name Wealthiest Mercenary Group is fiercer. Taoist devotee interjected. Nameless Nye, that's worse than my lots of money. I still think world goes around is better, money will make the world go round. It's so meaningful. Nameless Nye looked at Ling Miao shortly after. Beautiful aunt, how about you think of a name for us? Ling Miao didn't say anything and picked up a pen from the table, writing a line of words on a piece of white paper. God-killing mercenary team. After filling their stomachs, Nameless Nya told Taoist devotee and Spray of Flowers to head home first. Nameless Nya got a lot of intelligence from them, including how Zhao Yeqiao was sending many experts to ambush him and Ling Miao, and how he also possessed firearms. Nameless Nya instructed Taoist devotee to go back and take care of the firearms first. In the woods, Nameless Nya caught Ling Miao, who fell down from a tree, and seized the opportunity to carry her in his arms. Release me. A light blush crept over Ling Miao's cheeks. Okay. Nameless Nya reflexively let go, and Ling Miao crashed onto the ground with a bang. You. Ling Miao's face was as black as the bottom of a pan. What? I told you not to go on that tree to pick the fruit, but you wouldn't listen. So you fell, no? Nameless Nya shrugged. Ling Miao ignored Nameless Nya in the end and worriedly sat down at the base of the tree. Are those two people trustworthy? If they weren't trustworthy, I wouldn't have let them go back, Nameless Nya replied aloofly, his smile fading. Nameless Nya paused briefly. Nameless Nya is the killer of your father. Since Old Ling asked us to do this task, we must accomplish it. But I'm worried, Ling Miao knitted her brows. No need to worry. Nameless Nya looked at her and gently grasped both of her hands. I'm here. Ling Miao shuddered and reflexively pulled back her hands. Nameless Nya pursed his lips. What is this? You held my hand every day when you were young. How come you can hold it, but I can't? Ling Miao exasperatedly glanced at him and was quiet for a moment before stretching her hand out. Here. Nameless Nya was just mouthing off and didn't expect Ling Miao to really extend her hand. The tips of his ears reddened inexplicably as he slowly reached out and gently clasped the girl's soft hands. Chapter 2483, Side Story, Nameless Nya 16. Several days later, inside a forest, thanks to Taoist devotee and Spray of Flowers acting as spies, all of Zhao Yeqiao's plans collapsed within 3 days and he was killed with a punch from Nameless Nya. God-killing mercenaries was officially established. Every other year, Nameless Nya would make a 2-month trip to the independent state. 2 months later, he'd return to that little town and endure Auntie Ling's boundless nagging and occasional beating. Many years later, as Nameless Nya looked at this incredibly familiar town, an indescribable tenderness surfaced in his eyes. The Ferris wheel had been torn down and the mansion looked much older. However, those two people didn't change much in his memories. Old Ling, open the door. Nameless Nya shouted. Auntie Ling instantly opened the door. Ah, my little ancestor, when did you come back? Auntie Ling was still as beautiful as the day they first met. It was as if time hadn't left any marks on her face. I just came back. I wanted to surprise you. Nameless Nya strode into the living room with a traveling bag on his back. Good job, you little brat. You took 2 years to come back and you didn't even call us. Auntie Ling quickly pulled out some fruits. Old Ling, what delicious food are you barbecuing? Nameless Nya sniffed the air. You came back at a good time. Ling Miao's boyfriend also came over today and brought a lot of game, Auntie Ling answered happily. The smile on Nameless Nya's face froze instantly and disappeared. Boyfriend, is that so? When did that happen? Nameless Nya was absent-minded. They had a matchmaking session a few days ago, Auntie Ling said. Matchmaking? Nameless Nya furrowed his brows. Old Ling, that's too careless. They don't know each other. Do you know who the other person is, what their character is like, what their family background is? Even if you wanted to find someone, you should find someone whose background you know well and everyone is familiar with, right? What nonsense are you saying? You don't need to worry about your aunt's business. I've watched over that boy for a very long time. If he wasn't suitable, I definitely wouldn't have arranged for him and your aunt to be together. Auntie Ling sliced an apple for Nameless Nya. Eat it. When it's dinner time, I'll cook a few dishes for you. When Auntie Ling went to the kitchen, Nameless Nya set down the apple and stood up immediately, heading toward the study. The study door was shut fully, a man's laughter occasionally drifting out. For some reason, an inexplicable, insuppressible fury surged inside of Nameless Nya. Bam! Nameless Nya kicked open the door. Inside the study, the girl's gaze landed on the entering Nameless Nya. The man wore glasses and had a chubby physique. He jolted in fright from Nameless Nya's actions. Who are you? The man was displeased as he looked at Nameless Nya. Nameless Nya ignored the man and stopped next to Ling Miao. Who's he? Boyfriend, Ling Miao replied. Boyfriend? How come I didn't know? Nameless Nya questioned apathetically. Ling Miao, he is, the man asked with a frown. My nephew, Ling Miao answered. Nephew, the man was startled. He never expected this handsome and fit youth to actually be Ling Miao's nephew. Moreover, wasn't this nephew similar in age to Ling Miao? Heh. So you're her nephew. Then there might be some misunderstanding, the man said with a clap on Nameless Nya's shoulder and a smile that he thought was cordial. However, for some reason, when the man's hand touched Nameless Nya's shoulder, his whole body shuddered and he staggered backward clumsily. Chapter 2484, Side Story, Nameless Nya 17, What did you call me? Nameless Nya turned his head, his bright eyes filled with a terrifying shadow. Ling Miao, the man trembled in fright from Nameless Nya's gaze. He'd never seen such a frightening gaze before. Even a ferocious beast from the zoo couldn't compare to 1/10,000th of this. Nameless Nya, don't make trouble. Ling Miao shot Nameless Nya a displeased glance. Oh. Did I disturb you? Nameless Nya turned around and slammed the study door shut, splintering the wood in several places. Ling Miao didn't say anything to this, appearing to be deep in thought. Back in the living room, Nameless Nya tossed his traveling bag on his back again and attempted to leave. However, when he reached the door, he spun around and went back, throwing his traveling bag on the sofa again and sitting down on it as well. Little brat, what are you doing? What's up with the big commotion? Auntie Ling asked Nameless Nya as she served the dishes on the dining table soon after. Nothing, I was just a little hungry. You took so long to finish, old Ling, did you want to starve me to death? Nameless Nya asked Auntie Ling, look at you. It's been so many years, but you're still so impatient. Call your aunt and her boyfriend to come out for dinner. Auntie Ling took off her apron. Okay. Nameless Nya stood up and walked to the study, kicking the door open. After saying that, Nameless Nya turned and left. Ling Miao, does your nephew have some misunderstanding about me? Why do I feel like something is off? The man asked Ling Miao. Ling Miao smiled and shook her head. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Ling Miao stood up and straightened up the books on the desk before walking to the dining room, shoulder to shoulder with the man. The man wanted to hold Ling Miao's right hand but was dodged by her. Aren't you going to be mine eventually? The man thought bitterly. At the dining table, Auntie Ling sat at the head of the table while Nameless Nya sat next to the man. Auntie Ling, thank you for your hard work in making this table of delicious food, the man praised Auntie Ling with a polite smile. It's nothing. Eat more, Auntie Ling replied. Little brat, here's some hair. Auntie Ling picked up a piece of hair meat and placed it in Nameless Nya's bowl. I won't eat it. I'm friends with rabbits, Nameless Nya replied aloofly. Aunt Ling said, then eat this. It's boar. No, boars are my brothers, Nameless Nya said. Is your nephew's head all right? The man whispered, leaning close to Ling Miao. Ling Miao, Li Chun, how are your parents doing? Auntie Ling asked the man. Thank you for your concern, Auntie Ling. My parents are doing rather well. You know how my family has too many companies, so many things require my father's personal attention. My father said he'll definitely personally pay a visit when he has time, Li Chun said. Auntie Ling, it's a bit hot. Can we increase the AC? Nameless Nya suddenly interjected. Before Auntie Ling could answer, Li Chun said, I think the temperature is perfect. Are you hot? Nameless Nia turned to Ling Miao. A little, Ling Miao replied. Break up. You guys are unsuitable, Nameless Nia said. What? Both Auntie Ling and Li Chun were startled. How are we unsuitable for each other? Li Chun questioned. The temperature's unsuitable, Nameless Nia answered. Ha, you really know how to joke, nephew, Li Chun said. Chapter 2485, Side Story, Nameless Nia, should you be calling me nephew? A bone-chilling glint surfaced in Nameless Nia's eyes. Your aunt and I will eventually get married, so aren't you going to eventually be my nephew? Li Chun replied. You'll eventually die, so why don't you go die now? Nameless Nia retorted. Little brat, what are you doing? Ling Miao frowned at Nameless Nia. What trouble are you making here? Fine, I won't cause trouble. Keep eating. Nameless Nia shrugged. 7 days later, Li Chun led his parents to the Ling family's mansion. At the dining table, Li Chun's parents officially proposed marriage. Then it's decided. Let's set a date, Li Chun's father said calmly. Let's do the 3rd of February on the lunar calendar, Li Chun suggested. That day is unlucky. Nameless Nia suddenly interjected. Unlucky? Li Chun was startled. Then 3rd of March on the lunar calendar. That's an auspicious date. Unlucky, Nameless Nia said. Ha, then I'd like to hear what date is auspicious. Li Chun snorted. Nameless Nia glanced at Li Chun. If it's you, every day is unlucky. What did you say? Li Chun's father shot up to his feet instantly as he asked harshly. Do I need to repeat myself? Nameless Nia asked aloofly. Punk, I'll overlook your behavior since you're Ling Miao's nephew, but don't act insolently here. Otherwise, no one can save you. Li Chun warned darkly. I've looked into you. Nameless Nia apathetically picked up some food from a dish on the table. Your family does have some power here. Many factions have relationships with your family, and you're no stranger to murder and arson. To put it plainly, it wouldn't be an overstatement to call you a local tyrant. Nameless Nia's lips curled up, and his appearance was harmless. However, keep in mind who you're talking to. If I wasn't taking old Ling into consideration, based on the attitude you took with me just now, you would be dead already. Little brat, what mischief are you making? Auntie Ling admonished him quickly. However, Nameless Nia walked to Ling Miao instead. You like him. It isn't a matter of like or dislike, Ling Miao replied. Nameless Nia snorted. Ha, so you're still like that. You're fine as long as old Ling wants it. Ling Miao looked up and examined Nameless Nia, their eyes meeting. However, perhaps there's one thing you've forgotten, Nameless Nia said aloofly. I got you by trading my abacus and calculator. You already belong to me. Before Ling Miao could speak, Nameless Nia grasped Ling Miao by her chin and ruthlessly kissed her lips. Nameless Nia was claiming his territory. This scene dumbfounded Li Chun, Auntie Ling, and the others, disbelief filling them. When Ling Miao finally regained her senses and attempted to struggle, it was useless. She didn't know whether she was unable to break free or didn't want to break free. Since the day you met me more than 10 years ago, you weren't allowed to escape. You can only be mine. I'll slaughter the entire family of anyone who dares to hold any ulterior motives toward you and prevent you from getting married to anyone your whole life, unless it's me. Nameless Nia's lips curled into a smirk as he stared at Ling Miao. Little brat, Auntie Ling's whole face was red as she stood up. Old Ling, you mustn't hit me. You can't beat me now anyway. I might not dare to retaliate, but we should talk reason. Nameless Nia continued with a smile, you broke off my path of being a business genius back then and took away my most precious abacus and calculator, so naturally, your most precious daughter could only become mine. We had a gentleman's agreement. Chapter 2486, Side Story, Nameless Nia 19, Bastard, you actually dared to kiss Ling Miao? Li Chun suddenly drew a gun from his pocket. However, before Li Chun could aim the gun at nameless Nya, he was kicked several meters back by nameless Nya and his gun was also snatched. You! Li Chun's father reached inside his jacket. Sit down. I'll only say it once. Nameless Nya popped up behind Li Chun's father and pressed his right hand on the man's shoulder. An enormous force caused Li Chun's father to immediately sit back down in his seat. Nameless Nya used the opportunity to pull out the gun from Li Chun's father's jacket too. Ha, you've seriously gotten used to running amok. Both father and son carry this kind of toy with them. Nameless Nya threw the guns onto the dining table. Little brat, you've gone too far. Auntie Ling appeared to be truly angry. Old Ling, I'll say it bluntly, I want to marry your daughter, Nameless Nya declared to Auntie Ling, does your opinion matter? Auntie Ling was furious. Fine, we'll let Ling Miao decide then. Nameless Nya's eyes landed on Ling Miao. If you're not willing, Ling Miao stared at Nameless Nya, am willing. Ling Miao exploded. You wretch, what did you say? This will be the first and last time in my life I'll resist you. Ling Miao looked at Auntie Ling, I want to be with him. Auntie Ling wilted. Just when did these two? Nameless Nya had grown up in her home since he was young, so Auntie Ling considered him her own child. How could she accept these two children being together? Nameless Nya's gaze shot toward Ling Miao instantly. What did she just say? She wants to be with me. Really? It felt like a dream. Old Ling, you can't go back on your word. Don't tell me you've forgotten our trade, Nameless Nya cheerfully reminded Auntie Ling. Auntie Ling was at a loss for words. The thing she regretted most in her life was confiscating Nameless Nya's calculator and abacus. Sorry, Mom, Ling Miao said. You're out of my control. Auntie Ling harumphed and went upstairs. You played us. Li Chun's father's eyes glinted chillingly. No one in this continent dared to treat the Li family like this. What? Your skin's itching again. Nameless Nya glanced at Li Chun and his family. Young man, don't overestimate yourself. Have you heard of Ji Shuran? Li Chun demanded coldly. Ji Shuran? Nameless Nya scratched his head. I've heard of him. What about it? Ha, you've heard of him. Li Chun snorted. The Li Corporation is a company under the Ji clan, which means we're part of the Ji clan. Do you understand what I'm saying? I see. Nameless Nya was pensive and pulled out his phone in front of everyone. A moment later, a girl appeared on Nameless Nya's phone screen. Brother, what's up? Worryless Nya, the girl on the screen, asked. Why do you have his phone? Where's Ji Shuran? Nameless Nya asked. He's peeling garlic next to me, Worryless Nya replied. Give the phone to Ji Shuran. I have something to ask him, Nameless Nya requested. Soon, Ji Shuran appeared with an apron on. What is it? A grown man wearing an apron and cooking in the kitchen, what a disappointment, Nameless Nya teased. Ji Shuran smiled faintly. Let's talk business. Do you know these people? Nameless Nya aimed the camera at Li Chun and his family. Chapter 2487, Side Story, Nameless Nya 20. When Li Chun's father saw the man in the video, his pupils contracted. This man was really Ji Shuran. Ah, I probably saw him once. I think he's responsible for a real estate company under the Ji family. Ji Shuran detachedly asked, did they offend you? They didn't just offend me. They pulled a gun at me and want to steal my wife. What do you think I should do? Nameless Nya snorted. You can handle it as you wish. An executive can be replaced at any time. We'll talk later, I have dishes to finish cooking here. After the video call ended, Li Chun and his family looked at Nameless Nya, sweat drenching their whole bodies. Just what was this man's background? He was actually this close with Ji Shuran and even. Misunderstanding, it's all a misunderstanding. Li Chun's father sensed the impending doom and hastily said, you should have told me you knew Emperor Ji. Do you know now? Nameless Nya questioned with a smile. I know. Don't worry, the fault of this matter lies with us. It absolutely won't happen again. Li Chun's father promised. How about this? I'm too lazy to waste my words with you. Your behavior has caused a certain amount of damage and trauma to my psychological well-being. You have to give me compensation, Nameless Nya ordered. Sure. We'll do whatever you say. Li Chun's father nodded vehemently. On the side, Li Chun was akin to a withered cucumber and didn't dare to even breathe too loudly. Several days later, Nameless Nya bade farewell to old Ling and brought Ling Miao back to the independent state. At a certain cafe, "Aunt, you're so good-looking," worryless Nya praised as she stared at Ling Miao. Ling Miao blushed, not knowing what to say. Don't you know how to talk? Aunt? Call her sister-in-law, Nameless Nya corrected. Worryless Nya, they got along pretty well the past few days in the independent state. However, what Nameless Nya didn't anticipate was that some things were destined from the moment Ling Miao stepped into the independent state. Snow scattered down like raindrops, illuminating both the sky and ground as if it wanted to extinguish the darkness brought by the night. The man held a toothpick in his mouth as he nonchalantly picked up the phone and sent a few messages. However, after waiting for a long time, he still didn't see any reply on his phone. Eldest young master, it's time for dinner, the steward said to Nameless Nya with a smile after entering the room. Eat. All you know is eating all day long. Are you guys rice buckets? Nameless Nya felt distracted and anxious for some reason. Eldest young master, it was madam who told me to call you, I understand. Nameless Nya yawned and slowly stood up, following the steward to the living room. In the Nya dining room, brother, what's going on with you recently? You make dad and mom call you every time, Nya Linglong said to Nameless Nya. None of your business. Eat your dinner. Nameless Nya sat down in front of the dining table. You've been getting more and more insolent recently. Madam Nya rebuked her son. Mom, I'm not lecturing you, but what the heck are you doing? Ling Miao came to find me, so why the heck did you kick her out? Nameless Nya stood up from his seat suddenly. Sit down. Patriarch Nya frowned deeply. Sit down. Nameless Nya chortled, his eyes sweeping over Patriarch Nya and Madam Nya. Fine. Nameless Nya sat back down in his chair. Damn punk, don't think your mom and I don't understand the situation between you and Ling Miao. Patriarch Ling said. The situation? What could the situation be? Come, tell me, I'll see if you actually know or not. Nameless Nya's face was devoid of any emotion. Chapter 2488, Side Story, Nameless Nya 21, are you two in a secret relationship together? Madam Nya was displeased. Ah. No way, right? Ling Miao is our aunt though, Nya Linglong was shocked. Shoo, what business is it of yours? Isn't rice enough to stuff your mouth shut? Nameless Nya glanced at Nya Linglong. Then Nameless Nya unhappily replied, I'm not in a secret relationship with Ling Miao at all. We're in an open and honorable relationship together. Plus, Mom, since you knew, why did you kick Ling Miao out? Why? Patriarch Nya snorted. Nameless Nya, where do you get the face to ask me why? You don't care about face, but the Nya family still wants to preserve their face. How do I not care about face? Nameless Nya was discontent. Ling Miao is your aunt. What's the connection between you two, huh? Yet you're dating Ling Miao. Madam Nya appeared worked up. Mom, aren't you taking it too seriously? Ling Miao might be my aunt in name, but in truth, we don't have any direct blood ties, alright? If we look back, the last 18 generations of our ancestors don't have any blood ties with Ling Miao's last 18 generations of ancestors. It's merely a polite form of address. It's not like you and Dad are unaware, Nameless Nya explained. We know, but do outsiders know? Patriarch Nya demanded. Who do you represent? You represent the Nya family. It doesn't matter how other people look at us, but it's unpermissible for you to defame the Nye family. Madame Nye reproached. Nameless Nye was riled up and turned to Patriarch Nye. Dad, tell me, is your son more important, or is an outsider's opinion more important? I think your family is more important. After saying that, Patriarch Nye quietly started eating dinner. Moreover, Ling Miao isn't a member of the independent state. Don't tell me you don't know about the independent state's rules. Madame Nye continued. What a joke. This is my own business. Since when could the independent state's supposed rules control me? Nameless Nye snorted. You're simply insolent. Madame Nye shot up from her seat. Sit down. Why are you also standing up? Calm down. Patriarch Nye set down his chopsticks and looked at Madame Nye. Dad, Mom, it's true that our Nye family is ranked number 1 amongst the 4 great clans, but have you thought about this? Without me, Nameless Nye, how could you compete with the Ji family? The Ji family has Ji Xiuran, so without me, do you think you'd still take the number 1 position from the Ji family? Nonsense, Ji Xiuran was just taking your sister Worryless into consideration. Do you really think he'd lose to you? Madame Nye said. Anyway, your dad and I absolutely won't permit you to keep contacting Ling Miao. It's for your own good. Nameless Nye stood up silently in front of the table. A while later, the corner of Nameless Nye's lips twitched. Is that so? For my own good. A second later, Nameless Nye flipped over the table. Bowls and chopsticks were scattered all over the floor. Nameless Nye's behavior caused his parents to jolt in fright. Damn punk, you've gone mad. Patriarch Nye shouted. Madame Nye was trembling uncontrollably with rage. Dad, Mom. It's because you're too selfish. Nameless Nye turned around and didn't look back. You didn't do it for me or for the Nye family. In truth, you only did it for yourself. Including Worryless. In order to compromise with Grandpa, you allowed Grandpa to take Worryless away at a young age, causing Worryless to lose out on her parents' companionship since she was little. However, you might have mistaken one thing. I'm Nameless Nye. My fate won't be manipulated by anyone, even if that person is the Heavenly Emperor himself. Chapter 2489, Side Story, Nameless Nye. And in the night, Nameless Nye allowed the snow to land on his body without care as he gradually disappeared from sight. Patriarch Nye and Madame Nye stared at each other, speechless. Several days passed. Old Ji, why did you call me? Nameless Nye asked into the phone. I received news that the Arbitration Council is about to take action against Ling Miao, Ji Xiuran said. Nameless Nye furrowed his brows. What do you mean? I don't know the situation yet. Keep a closer eye on things. After the call ended, Nameless Nye fell into contemplation. Could it be because of that ring? Ling Miao's ring symbolized the most supreme power in the Rose of Death. Nameless Nye even crafted a nearly identical lover's ring using it as a model. High in the mountain, a woman was at her last gasp. Isn't Nameless Nye here? Ling Miao surveyed her surroundings. So the president of the martial arts union deceived her. He used Nameless Nye's life as bait only to trick her here. Things would be okay as long as he was fine. Aunt. Worryless Nye didn't know what to do as she watched Ling Miao. Here, Ling Miao used her last trace of energy to hand her ring to the girl. Don't let other people see it. Help me. Watch over your brother. It was several days later before Nameless Nye found out Ling Miao encountered a mishap. This was a strike of lightning for Nameless Nye. He lost track of the number of times he got absolutely smashed. He didn't know whether it was a dream or reality. He couldn't even protect his own woman. Even more, he wasn't by her side when she needed him the most. Just how lonely and hopeless had she felt? The independent state. The Arbitration Council. The Martial Arts Union. None of them would be spared. They all had to perish. Nameless Nye's entire body melted into the night. His black robes covered all of him, his face indistinguishable. In Tianshui City, it felt as if the black-robed man was an Asura who traversed through the abyss, his darkness so oppressive it made it hard to breathe. The next day, the current president of the Arbitration Council was assassinated, and the killer left no evidence behind. The day after that, the head of the department responsible for encircling and annihilating the Rose of Death was assassinated. Suddenly, trepidation grasped every resident of Tianshui City. The Arbitration Council spared no efforts in searching for traces of the culprit, but it proved futile. The assassin never appeared again, as if they vanished into thin air. At the headquarters of the Martial Arts Union, the black-robed man looked at the elderly man under his feet. He just needed to apply a little force and he would crush the elderly man's organs. However, for some reason, the black-robed man didn't do that. Instead, he kicked the elderly man into the air before shrinking back into the darkness and disappearing. From now on, I am a demon with his wings cut off. I walk in this world solely for revenge. Nameless Nye. Many years later, in the hospital, Ling Miao, Worryless got married. Her husband is Lord Azura and is super rich. She actually made us wear cartoon costumes. Nameless Nye's face was brimming with gentleness as he looked at Ling Miao in the hospital bed and gently described things to her. When we get married, let's also make them wear cartoon costumes. Nameless Nye lightly clasped Ling Miao's hand. But when will you finally wake up? I'm too lonely. Suddenly, Nameless Nye's phone started ringing. Captain, hurry over here. There's a big job. I guarantee you won't believe how high the salary is. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Spray of Flowers hastily said. Okay. Nameless Nye hung up and patted Ling Miao's forehead. After Nameless Nye left, in the empty hospital room shielded from sight, the girl's eyelashes twitched minutely. Chapter 2490, Iende, Mini-Scene, Shameless Competition. The sun shone as far as the eye could see. Everyone was gathered in the center of the plaza. The referee's eyes roamed across the entire plaza. There wasn't a single empty seat, and the plaza was almost completely filled. The annual Shameless Competition is about to begin. Everyone here is a selected contestant. Ha ha ha, I'll definitely be the champion of shamelessness. Lin Kei looked at Si Yihan. I forfeit, Si Yihan nonchalantly said immediately. I also admit defeat. The white-dressed Ji Shuran also spoke up with a smile. Yi Wanwan sat with her ankle on her knee and examined her surroundings. The only true threat here was probably her own brother. We'll now invite the president of the Fearless Alliance to speak. The referee looked at Yi Wanwan. Yi Wanwan immediately stood up and smiled confidently. When I was fighting with Si Wutian in China, we were outnumbered, but so what? I simply called a number and it was perfectly resolved. The host asked, what number did you call? 110, Yi Wanwan replied. Everyone, TCH. Nameless Nye was unconvinced. When I set up a fight with the local bully when I was young, he brought 10 people, but I was different. I just brought one person. Who did you bring? The referee asked curiously. Oh, I brought his dad with me, Nameless Nye answered. Everyone, I tricked my baby into my possession with a single xiaobing. My baby is the leader of Azura, Yi Wanwan said. Nameless Nye, I made a trade for my gorgeous using a single abacus. It was also my mother-in-law who did the trade with me. My gorgeous is the leader of the Rose of Death. I love money as much as my life. Yi Wanwan sneered. I earned money from you, Nameless Nye said. Yi Wanwan's lips twitched and she took a deep breath before continuing. On the deserted island, a certain leader said there wasn't anything he didn't dare to do, so I made a bet with him using his white tiger seal as the price, and I won in the end. The referee said, I know that leader. He's a ruthless character. How did you win the bet? Yi Wanwan, I bet that he didn't dare to eat shit. The referee, Nameless Nye, I participated in all kinds of competitions in China and won who knows how many fridges and TVs and washing machines. They had no choice but to stop broadcasting the show, and I was eventually blacklisted by all the challenge shows in China and became a competitor permanently on the ban list. Everyone, just what in the world is worth being proud of? Yi Wan Wan, nameless Nya, in my WeChat groups, I never talk. The only way to get my attention is to send red envelopes. Yi Wan Wan, I got your attention with a single cent. Nameless Nya, 1 cent is still money. Yi Wan Wan, of course, I also have an ace in the hole. Nameless Nya turned to his mercenary quartet. Immediately, a shameful slogan reverberated in the plaza. Godly captain, free-spirited and talented. Handsome, 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 handsome. Strong, 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 strong. Everyone, that's too shameful. Can we get our tickets refunded? FML was written all over Yi Wan Wan's face. I admit defeat. That's nothing. One time, a door was only worth several $1,000s, but I said the original price was $200,000 and was giving them a 50% off discount, so I managed to sell it at the astronomical price of $100,000. And the buyer was piece of shit. He was utterly grateful to me too. When the referee was about to announce the results, Big Dipper suddenly stood up. Immediately, Ishue Han, who was sitting in the audience, shot Big Dipper a glance. Big Dipper died. The referee wiped his sweat. I announced that the winner of the most shameless award in Perfect Secret Love is, nameless Nye. Godly captain, free-spirited and talented. Handsome, 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 handsome. Strong, 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 strong. Yi Wan Wan cupped her fists. I've disrupted you. I'll be taking my leave now. End. Chapter 2490 Mini-Scene, Shameless Competition. The sun shone as far as the eye could see. Everyone was gathered in the center of the plaza. The referee's eyes roamed across the entire plaza. There wasn't a single empty seat, and the plaza was almost completely filled. The annual Shameless competition is about to begin. Everyone here is a selected contestant. Ha ha ha, I'll definitely be the champion of shamelessness. Lin K looked at Si Yihan. I forfeit, Si Yihan nonchalantly said immediately. I also admit defeat. The white-dressed Ji Shiran also spoke up with a smile. Yi Wan Wan sat with her ankle on her knee and examined her surroundings. The only true threat here was probably her own brother. We'll now invite the president of the Fearless Alliance to speak. The referee looked at Yi Wan Wan. Yi Wan Wan immediately stood up and smiled confidently. When I was fighting with Si Wutian in China, we were outnumbered, but so what? I simply called a number and it was perfectly resolved. The host asked, what number did you call? 110, Yi Wan Wan replied. Everyone, TCH. Nameless Nya was unconvinced. When I set up a fight with the local bully when I was young, he brought 10 people, but I was different. I just brought one person. Who did you bring? The referee asked curiously. Oh, I brought his dad with me, Nameless Nya answered. Everyone, I tricked my baby into my possession with a single Xiaobing. My baby is the leader of Azura, Yi Wan Wan said. Nameless Nya, I made a trade for my gorgeous using a single abacus. It was also my mother-in-law who did the trade with me. My gorgeous is the leader of the Rose of Death. I love money as much as my life. Yi Wan Wan sneered. I earned money from you, Nameless Nya said. Yi Wan Wan's lips twitched and she took a deep breath before continuing. On the deserted island, a certain leader said there wasn't anything he didn't dare to do, so I made a bet with him using his white tiger seal as the price, and I won in the end. The referee said, I know that leader. He's a ruthless character. How did you win the bet? Yi Wan Wan, I bet that he didn't dare to eat shit. The referee, Nameless Nya, I participated in all kinds of competitions in China and won who knows how many fridges and TVs and washing machines. They had no choice but to stop broadcasting the show, and I was eventually blacklisted by all the challenge shows in China and became a competitor permanently on the ban list. Everyone, just what in the world is worth being proud of? Yi Wan Wan, Nameless Nya, in my WeChat groups, I never talk. The only way to get my attention is to send red envelopes. Yi Wan Wan, I got your attention with a single cent. Nameless Nya, 1 cent is still money. Yi Wan Wan, of course, I also have an ace in the hole. Nameless Nya turned to his mercenary quartet. Immediately, a shameful slogan reverberated in the plaza. Godly captain, free-spirited and talented. Handsome, 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 handsome. Strong, 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 strong. Everyone, that's too shameful. Can we get our tickets refunded? FML was written all over Yi Wan Wan's face. I admit defeat. That's nothing. One time, a door was only worth several $1,000s, but I said the original price was $200,000 and was giving them a 50% off discount, so I managed to sell it at the astronomical price of $100,000. And the buyer was piece of shit. He was utterly grateful to me too. When the referee was about to announce the results, Big Dipper suddenly stood up. Immediately, Ishue Han, who was sitting in the audience, shot Big Dipper a glance. Big Dipper died. The referee wiped his sweat. I announce that the winner of the most shameless award in perfect secret love is, Nameless Nye. Godly captain, free-spirited and talented. Handsome, 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 handsome. Strong, 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 strong. Yi Wan Wan cupped her fists. I've disrupted you. I'll be taking my leave now. End.